going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Kevin Jackowitz. This is the Kaged Review, and I'm going to review Monday Night Raw for 12/3/18. And the first question on anybody's mind is going to be, is it better than last week's? And I'll be honest, no, it wasn't. Not even close. I don't know that it was any worse, but it's a possibility, actually. So let's get into this. You have a tribute to George H.W. Bush to begin the show. Okay, nothing to do with wrestling, but cool. Then you start out Ronda Rousey and Natalya versus Tamina and Nia Jax. You're literally starting and going to end the show with Nia Jax, the most hated person on the roster. Not because of heel heat, just because people legitimately hate her. And there's a couple interviews with her in between. So they went from Baron Corbin to Nia Jax. Now, that doesn't really get underway because the Riot Squad come out, they start beating up Natalya, Tamina and Nia Jax start beating up Ronda Rousey. Couldn't care less. And then you get Alexa Bliss, Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Charlie Caruso in a segment where Alexa is doing the open forum again, basically. And they got people from the crowd, obviously scripted. They're not going to give normal fans a chance to ask questions. And you notice that because nobody in the crowd is like, hey, pick me. No, we all saw what it was and didn't care. So, get a few random questions. And then Mickie James, Alicia Fox, Dana Brooke come charging down the ramp. Alexa Bliss trying to play the good guy in front of Sasha and Bayley are like, hold on, as they get to the apron. And then it starts a match between Mickie James, Alicia Fox, with Dana Brooke in their corner, against Sasha and Bayley. Sasha and Bayley get the win. I didn't care. The two first segments of the show were horrible. Bad. The match was what it was. I didn't care. Ironically, there was no interference from Dana Brooke, and Alexa Bliss was feigning praise for Sasha Banks and Bayley. So, after that, you get a backstage segment where you have Alexa Bliss and Ronda Rousey. Rousey's confronting Bliss, saying she wants a tag team match with Tamina and Nia. Alexa says she'll get her a partner. Ronda says, no, I'll get my own partner. Whatever. Then you get a Baron Corbin promo. Absolute entertainment vacuum that he is. I don't know why somebody this talentless is in such a prominent role on Raw. This guy wouldn't even be an afterthought 10 years ago. It just shows how far down the product has gone. Then you get a comeback from commercial, backstage, Baron Corbin, Bobby Roode, Chad Gable bit. Corbin says Bobby Roode's got a match with Drake Maverick by himself. AOP and Chad Gable are both barred from ringside. You know something's up there. No surprises. Then you get, it's supposed to be a one-on-one match with somebody from Lucha House Party versus Scott Dawson from the Revival. And of course they throw in the whole Lucha House Party rules, so now it's 3-on-1. It's stupid. This is where they don't even care about the rules anymore. And part of the problem with WWE as a whole is there's no continuity anymore. There's no great characters. They built their program around one or two guys who are now injured. And so everything is just falling to pieces. And there's really nobody there to pick it up. And we're going to get into that actually here in just a minute because they made it even worse tonight. So they throw the rule book out the window, you know. They're supposed to at least make it seem like there's some kind of reality to it. Like, as part of the programming, you're supposed to, you know, have a suspension of disbelief. You can't even have that anymore. So Lucha House Party, of course, wins, don't care. Another backstage Baron Corbin bit where somebody brings him something he's supposed to give for Drew McIntyre for Drew McIntyre Appreciation Night. Which happens next? Baron Corbin builds up Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre comes out. Baron Corbin gives him a gold medal since he put Kurt Angle out. And then Dolph Ziggler comes down. And this is where WWE, I think, actually really screwed up. Because for some, this might have been fine. It was a decent match, whatever. Finn Balor comes down, distracts Drew McIntyre. Dolph Ziggler gets the win. On the legitimate only guy that they could build up as the next big thing. Legitimately, the only guy on their roster right now that is unblemished and has this monster look And boom, they kill it right there. That was one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. I don't care what their thinking was. It was stupid. I gotta say, man, they're really just dropping the ball left and right here. So, yeah, match between McIntyre and Ziggler. Finn Balor comes down. He gets involved. He actually kicks Drew McIntyre into the barricade while the referee's distracted. Dolph Ziggler comes in, gets the win. And they killed the only legitimate possibility for a main, superstar push that they could have had. And it doesn't matter what they do at this point, nobody is unblemished. Obviously, they're trying to get Finn Balor to pick up the role as the major face, but he's done nothing but lose since winning the Universal title. He's won a few matches here and there, but he's been steamrolled. So there's no legitimate person on their roster that they can use. There's just not. Now, you have Elias Bobby Lashley segment. I don't even need to get into it, man. Any Bobby Lashley segment has just been cringe. So Elias is out in the ring. Bobby Lashley interrupts him on the ramp. Elias goes down to the ramp. Lashley cuts him off. There's a little fiasco. And Lio Rush gets chased off the ramp. Bobby Lashley gets chased into Gorilla. You got Elias standing right there. Finn Balor shows back up, throws Lio Rush back on the stage. Lio Rush takes a guitar to the back. There you go. Finn Balor again being built up. Now, we're going to get into something here in a few minutes that is kind of a perfect example of why I feel WWE has no clue what they're doing anymore. But give that a second. Let it marinate. So you get a Baron Corbin, Jinder Mahal backstage segment. Jinder Mahal says he's going to take care of Finn Balor. You know that's not going to happen. Whatever. Then Heath Slater and Rhino are there talking to Baron Corbin, and Baron Corbin says there's only enough room on Raw for one of them, so they're going to have a match against each other. Whoever loses gets fired from Raw. They haven't done anything in forever. Don't care. Then you get the AOP versus Bobby Roode segment, which is exactly what you knew it was going to be. AOP jumped Chad Gable in the back. Baron Corbin shows up, says, oh, this is now a 3-on-2 handicap match with Chad Gable down in the back. So AOP destroyed Bobby Roode in the ring. Chad Gable comes in to try to save the day, gets destroyed. AOP get the win. Don't care. Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins bit. You actually had kind of a cool bit where Dean Ambrose comes down, a bunch of guys as security in gas masks. Dean Ambrose in a gas mask. And that's how he actually starts his promo. Takes the mask off, does his whole heel bit. Seth Rollins jumps the barricade, goes through a couple of guards, gets Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose flips the tables. Dirty deeds. Ambrose stands tall. Same shit, different day. Charlie interviews Nia Jax and Tamina, and this is just awful. Like really, really awful. There's actually a point where Nia Jax has like her mouth literally on the microphone. And then screams this like blood-curdling scream that literally rattled the speakers. In the stadium, you heard boos from the audience. People at home were complaining about their speakers rattling with the static from her scream. Like, she either blew speakers or people's eardrums at this point, man. It was just pathetic. How do you not know how to cut a promo? How do you not know to not scream with the microphone at your vocal cords? Like, seriously. And this is the problem with Nia Jax. This is why people don't like her, because she doesn't know what she's doing. At all. Ever. Not in the ring, not on a microphone, nothing. So it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. Then you have the 4-minute Heath Slater Rhino match where Rhino takes a cheap shot on Heath Slater. Heath Slater hits one neck breaker and wins. Dumb. Rhino's fired. Heath Slater then finds out his new position is actually referee. So this was a wasted segment. Didn't like it. It was pointless. Rhino apparently is gone, and now you have Heath Slater as a referee. Stupid. Then you got Jinder Mahal versus Finn Balor, which is again exactly what you would expect. Finn Balor gets a win. I don't care. It was stupid. And they finished the match with Nia Jax, or they finished the show rather with Nia Jax and Tamina against Ember Moon and Ronda Rousey. I'm going to skip right to the end. Ronda Rousey gets the armbar on Tamina. And there you go. Nia Jax, Tamina, they're not good in the ring. It's just what it is. So, like this whole show, honestly, I'll be honest, man, it was honestly worse than last week because at least last week had at least one really good match with Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins. This week, there was not even a saving grace match. There was no segment that stood out. There was no match that was amazing. It was just terrible beginning to end. And I saw a lot of things online about people like just clicking off the TV within the first half hour or so. Because it was that bad. Like the first 2-3 segments were terrible. And I'll be honest, it was just a chore to sit through the 3 hours of this. It was that bad. Like I do this for the reviews. But I wouldn't have watched the whole thing if I wasn't doing the reviews, to be very honest. And it was funny because you even saw people in the crowd standing there, straight-faced, arms crossed, like they were pissed off that they actually bought the tickets to this show. Like, that says a lot when you can visibly see people in the audience just not entertained, not having a good time, just standing there. That says a lot. So Vince McMahon's going to have to course correct this or it's all going downhill. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give this a fat 0 out of 10. And I think that's deserved. Being rough, I don't think there's no such thing as being rough anymore with this. They're just not making an effort. And here's the thing with that $1 billion deal. If the ratings go down, Fox is not dumb. They're not going to make a contract where if the ratings start to slip that bad, that they can't cancel a show. So I think they have a false sense of security. So ladies and gentlemen, that's where I'm at with it. 0 out of 10. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you enjoyed this, or if you agree with me, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. My name is Kevin Jackwoods. Kaged Nation, out.